AIDS, acquired immunodeficiency syndrome. Historical background. It is believed that AIDS existed from long time but came to light only in the 80s. AIDS is a condition in which the inbuilt defense system of the body completely breaks down in a gradual manner. Those who are affected by AIDS are unable to withstand pneumonia, diarrhea, tuberculosis, and even common cold, and ultimately die due to one or another of these infections. AIDS is identified as syndrome rather than any particular type of disease. Thus, AIDS patients show several symptoms which occur together at the same time. AIDS was recognized for the first time in the USA in 1981. It was associated with two main diseases, namely pneumonia and skin cancer. Later, it was noticed among young homosexual men and drug addicts. The next group of AIDS patients included children and adults who received infected blood. These innocent people became victims of the dreadful disease. Even though scientists could recognize that AIDS was due to some infectious microbe, it created panic among all nations since there was no known measure to check the further spread of this yet unidentified agent. Discovery of AIDS virus. In 1983, French scientists discovered the AIDS virus. Similarly, in 1984, an American virologist gave a report on the virus causing AIDS. The International Committee on the Nomenclature of Viruses suggested the name HIV. Much before recognizing AIDS, the following three types of immunodeficiency were known. Genetic, parents to offspring. Induced, transplantation. Acquired, sexually transmitted diseases. In fact, immunodeficiency was specially recognized in African countries and other tropical economically developing countries in Asia, including India. But these were considered to be some form of old diseases caused by parasites and further complicated by nutritional disorders. In India, the first AIDS patient was officially identified at Chennai in 1987. It was also believed that the disease-causing virus was transmitted from other animals to man, and in particular from monkeys. Structure of a HIV. A HIV particle is spherical in shape, containing RNA as its genetic material. It is covered by membrane made up of two layers of fatty material. Inside the membrane, a core made up of proteins is found. In the center of the core, the viral RNA along with enzyme reverse transcriptase is present. This enzyme acts as a catalyst on RNA, helping the synthesis of DNA in the host cell. HIV belongs to the retrovirus group of viruses, capable of giving rise to DNA. As and when a new DNA is formed by these viruses in the host cells, it becomes difficult to develop a vaccine to control the disease. Entry of viruses stimulates the production of lymphocytes, which provide immunity against diseases. There are B and T lymphocytes, which provide the protection against infection. Normally, the white blood cells attack the intruders and try to destroy them. When the HIV enters the body fails to identify the virus, and thus there is no stimulation of lymphocytes to counter the viruses. At the first stage, the AIDS viruses destroy the T lymphocytes, breaking the defense system. HIV gets adapted to the host body so well that the body cells fail to identify this virus as intruder. Thus, the symptoms take years to appear. Ultimately, HIV destroys the natural immunity of the body. This leads to secondary infections. The affected person is attacked by various contagious diseases, finally leading to death. External combustion engine. A heat engine is a device used to convert heat energy